Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. We've been making our way up Mount Galadrim. Actually, I should say I've been. The rest of my party have just been leaving behind because I just don't need them. And we're here at the entrance to the canyon, which is one of, and there are two entrances, so we'll have to see which one this is. It looks like this is the Fire Giant camp. The spell Mind Blank I'm casting here, I was actually having Sand cast this earlier. It's a convenient little tool.
Right here.
Just makes your entire party immune to mind-affecting spells, which is, you know, handy.
So, you're the one causing so much havoc on my mountain. My mountain. Is this some sort of joke? You came all the way here to my seat atop these peaks. For what?
To take back what you stole from my people, the Iron Fists. That's what.
The belt? Ah, you mean the one I'm wearing right now? Ha! I can't give that back. It's precious to our tribe. So precious, we would never give it up or give it away. Like some dwarf.
It doesn't belong to you, you overgrown fire-eating oafs. It's only to be worn by true Iron Fists.
Ah, the Iron Fists. You always were a pathetic clan, hiding behind your gates in the earth. We still tell stories about your efforts to our children. About the little dwarves tumbling down our mountains like pebbles.
Alright, you know, let's get on with this.
What the captain said. And I'd take care not to slander the Iron Fist again, if you know what's good for you.
Well, if it's a deal you want, there's a red dragon hiding around these crags, no doubt after our horde. Kill it, and I'll give you your belt.
It would be a good deal. That is, if we could trust you.
Okay, well, we'll do it.
Go then, and do not return until it's dead.
Alright, well, you know, we gave our word, but giving your word to evil fire giants is not worth much.
It doesn't matter. Your lives were over since you set foot upon my mountain. This is a graveyard for Iron Fists, after all.
Well, now it's a pity the dragon didn't finish the job now, isn't it? To see you all rolling down the hill like pebbles. Can't wait to tell the other dwarves.
A pity for you, dwarf. As pathetic as your clan, and as cowardly as your old king. This mountain will be your grave.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm probably going to have to involve my other party members in this just because they're kind of in the way. But,
Bonapartu.
now before I try and, you know, get a little out of the way here. Cast a Mordenkainen's sword and... oh, it's so tempting. Yeah, I'm just going to throw sunbursts. I'll have Kelgar use those bracers of the blinding strike that I've been sitting on for a while now. Iron Skin Chant, and, you know, just... well, so much for the Iron Giant, the Fire Giant King. Though he did actually hit me a couple of times. That's impressive. Not very many things have been able to do so. Oh, I guess I should tell my party to attack in addition to casting stuff. You can see one of the Fire Giants back there just sort of wandering around looking like an idiot. That's because he got blinded by Sunburst. Well, they weren't much of a challenge. I cleaned up everything, and in addition to the Belt of Iron Fist, which of course we hope we find, which is actually a fairly good item. I don't think there are any enemies in the game that use mithril weapons, so it's just a damage reduction of 5, period. Gives some constitution. The only downside to the Belt of Iron Fist is that, well, it doesn't give strength, so you're going to have to use it with Gauntlets of Iron Fist, which means you must be using a set of gauntlets that give a set of armor that actually has an AC bonus, so you're not reliant on bracers for armor.
Yes.
Not a big deal, I mean, especially for Kelgar, because he's got this greater storm armor of the Earth's Children, which, admittedly, you can make better bracers of defense, but I'm not going to be using them on Kelgar. The other stuff you find is just routine garbage. My Terrence's Fell Axe, I mean, it might have been interesting, but it's, compared to what you can enchant, it's just not any good. This Greater Archer's Belt would be great. I mean, it's 20 piercing resistance, so it does give you substantial resistance to getting shot at, but there really aren't that many enemies that use arrows, so it's not as useful as it could be. There isn't actually a... I misspoke earlier. There isn't actually a ore deposit back here. There is something for the keep, though, which is this merchant here. She's a drow, but you can recruit her, and, well, that's helpful. Now, we said we were, you know, going to kill the fire giant anyways, but Red Dragon sounds like a good thing to get rid of. Let's go over there.
It is the real belt, though those giants may be lying about that as well.
Well, they did kind of imply that Lodrum was a coward and probably dropped it and ran.
That's the worst part of it. If that's true, then, well, maybe there's more to be said about some of the choices I've made. You see, there was always one part of the histories that didn't ring true concerning Lodrum. It's one of the few tales I remember, how he was able to defeat the giants. Yet they still held the mountain as if nothing had happened, or if the giants had won. It might not. But it seems a stretch for a giant to say such a thing. Whatever the reason, it's the thought that eats at me, really. I remember that I wanted to be like Lodrum, ready to take the battle to the enemy, fight huge numbers and emerge on top of the pile. But if that ended up getting his clan killed, all for glory, all for the sake of fighting, and it was a lie, well, then maybe I've been searching after the wrong battle all these years, when I should have been with the Iron Fists.
Okay. And, you know, you can sort of say, there, dwarf.
It means a lot for me to hear you say that. It does. I thank you. Well, we got a walk ahead of us. Seems to me we need to get going and get us some dwarven warriors on our side, eh?
It gives you the option to travel from there. We just left out of this canyon entrance. I'm going to go over to this one and just do it off screen because it's just walking.
Smells like dragon here. Looks like this is the spot. And if anyone's spying on those giants, chances are they're over here.
And you get a little dialogue saying that Guyvin will be interested about this place. Well, I'm going to prep up and then go dragon fighting. Alright, this is the dragon's lair, and hopefully I can do this quickly. I'm going to cast protection from spells, which just gives saves bonuses to everybody. We should have no more than enough protection against mind affecting. I've cast Lesser Mind Blank on everyone. You could also just cast just normal Mind Blank and affect everyone, but I have other level 8s memorized. Here's our friendly dragon.
My flesh of the civilized races. I have not tasted such sweet meats for an age. I was hoping for guests. This lonely crag does little to satisfy my appetite.
You will not find a way to sate your hunger here, beast.
So what is it this time? Did I destroy your village? Devour your favorite sheep?
Neither. We're just here to kill you.
Clearly. Now tell me why. I'm waiting to be entertained, little one. Young one, you use brash words against a being older than most of the Sword Coast. My advice, be silent and die with dignity.
Be warned. This will not be an easy foe.
Whatever you say, little ones, I promise to make it slow.
Alright. Before we actually get too far into this, I'm going to cast Assay Resistance. This is a level 4 spell that I've just been holding off on casting for just eons almost. But what it does is reduces the spell resistance of the target. Since that's what we're doing, and then while its resistance goes down, I'm just going to pummel it mercilessly with
Let's see what they're made of!
with every offensive spell I've got. And unfortunately I cast a bunch of spells ahead of time and a lot of them wore off, but I'll just keep them on that and have Grobnar charge into the fight. And I'm actually going to cast, well, not on Kelgar. Well, I guess I'm just going to chase it around looking stupid. But Poirot's doing most of the work here.
Well done, Mr. Damn it! Take that!
Yeah. And I guess we lost Grobnar, but that's not much of a loss. Next time we'll clean up in our post-dragon extravaganza, but that's all for this episode.